5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you're tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isani Cayetano and here's what's making headlines today. A new partnership expands HIV services nationwide. Online poll shows Belizeans want smarter spending and no national ID. Cheap flights coming to Belize, but can Spirit Airlines deliver? And Mother Nature ban keeps Leroy Green and Carnival's legacy alive. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
On August 11th, the Ministry of Economic Transformation teamed up with the National Health Insurance to sign a landmark memorandum of understanding. The signing ceremony brought together key leaders including CEO Carlos Paul, NHI General Manager Dr. Ramon Figueroa, and Dolores Balderramos Garcia, who chairs the National AIDS Commission. So what does this mean for Belizeans? This new partnership is all about action. First, it will provide vital nutritional and vitamin support for children living with HIV, thanks to the Hand in Hand Ministries program. Second, it will expand access to pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, across NHI primary health care facilities nationwide. That means more people can get the preventive care they need closer to home. Funded through Belize's commitment to the Global Fund Cycle 7, this initiative is a major step towards inclusive, community-driven healthcare. It's designed to ensure that HIV prevention, testing, and treatment are accessible to everyone, especially children and vulnerable populations. And let's not forget the bigger picture. The government is staying focused on the 95-95-95 targets, global goals aimed at ending the HIV epidemic. Because at the heart of it all is a simple truth: a healthier Belize means a stronger Belize. Last week, while the buzz was building around the proposed shift from the Belize Tax Service to a new semi-autonomous revenue agency, SARA, we took the conversation online. We ran a quick social media poll asking Belizeans two simple questions to get a feel for public opinion. Now, it wasn't scientific, but the responses were telling. First, we asked, do you believe the government is collecting enough taxes at present, or do they need to collect more to be more efficient? The responses were as follows. 22%, or 191 participants, agreed that they collect enough taxes already. 3%, or 34 participants, agreed that they should collect more but spend it wisely. 75%, 660 votes, indicated that they should first improve how they use current tax revenues. The second question we asked was, with the proposed national ID, do you think having one ID that is mandatory and must be used to conduct any and all transactions is necessary, or do we have sufficient IDs as it is? 12%, or 146 participants, said yes, one national ID is necessary and helpful. 5%, the equivalent of 75 participants, said maybe, but only if it replaced other IDs. Overwhelmingly, 1,101 participants, or 83%, said no, we already have enough valid IDs. Last week, Belizeans were buzzing with excitement, and for good reason. The Belize Tourism Board announced that Spirit Airlines is officially heading to Belize this November. Known for its budget-friendly fares, Spirit plans to offer 3 one-way flights a week to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $85. That's right, affordable travel just got a whole lot easier. But before we get too carried away, there's a bit of turbulence ahead. Just 5 months after climbing out of bankruptcy, Spirit Airlines is facing some serious financial headwinds. The company says it's struggling to boost profits and cut costs, which has already led to layoffs and flight reductions. What does this mean for travelers and locals alike? Well, the Belize Tourism Board says the flights are still on track. But with Spirit's financial future hanging in the balance, questions are swirling about whether the airline can actually deliver on its plans. Tourism Minister Anthony Mahler weighed in, explaining that airlines like Spirit are often incentivized to take on routes to destinations like Belize, even when the costs are high. It's all part of a bigger strategy to boost tourism and open up new travel options for Belizeans and visitors alike.
That's why we try to give a lot of incentives in terms of the landing fees and all of that here in Belize. So we work closely with the management group at the airport, and so they provide some concessions as well. But we've also put some money on the table in terms of marketing and other things for these flights to come in. It's especially after COVID, it hasn't been cheap. We've done marketing and co-marketing with airlines for decades, and that continues to be our model, but it has become a lot more expensive to do.
Yeah, you have to pay millions for them to come.
No.
Is it, I understand co-marketing is one thing, but let us be real. Will it pay people to come? We're incentivizing carriers to fly to our destination.
Some, yeah.
Is it a worrying precedent for you? Because then once you go into one set, that becomes the universal expectation. And it increases with each destination because you're talking Europe. We're going to have to put $10 million on the table.
Not so much, man.
Maybe it.
Close. Yeah, but I mean the model has changed somewhat over the last 4 years, especially since COVID, or 5 years. But we try to maintain it to marketing and other activities like that.
The Mother Nature Creation Band, one of Belize's musical treasures, continues to shine, proving that true artistry stands the test of time. Through the years, they've grown, evolved, and adapted, all while staying rooted in the soulful sounds that made them a household name. Band member Carla Flowers opened up about their journey, describing it as one built on dedication, unity, and a deep love for music. She also paid tribute to the late Leroy Green, calling him the heart and soul of the group. His wisdom, she said, was the glue that held them together, and his legacy will live on in every note they play. The band is more committed than ever to honoring his memory, making sure the lessons he shared continue to echo through their performances. And speaking of performances, here's a sneak peek at what's coming up in this week's Culture Tuesday.
One of my biggest motivators for me to have Carnival for so long was Mr. Green. He was my motivator. Every year he come by, and before the next year he come, Carla, let us plan for next year. And he said, I will bring the team by December. So he's the one that motivates me most of the time. Well, for instance, that is true. I have my daughter. When I started, she was only 1 year old. Now, she's going to be 22 years old. And she's dancing now. So, and I have my other daughters where I think when I started out, none of my daughters danced with me until I think about 2 years after, then one started. And so, I have 4 of them dancing with me now. So, and one of them, I'm teaching her how to run the band. So, you know, I can pass it on to her and to them, because it's more than one of them, and teaching them from this year how to go about, talk to people, how to respond to your rebel as them, how to treat your rebel as them.
That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
News 5 at noon was brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
I'm Brittany, one of the newest faces around here. My stories are heartfelt and bring a fresh perspective. On the job, there is no challenge too great. Flooded highways, raging fires, or asking tough questions. My determination and willingness to connect with people help to deliver stories that put you, our viewers, at the forefront of issues. My motto? Accurate, timely, and relevant. I am News 5.